Well, hello again. Here from the Mentores, I had an idea that I wanted to share where I was following the previous idea of, sharing stories in this channel that I wanted to narrate. I had like the inspiration for a episodic kind of thing. Like I will be trying to make some small chapters of a story with an interesting plot I had in mind. That you will find out as you watch more, I believe, which is kind of the mystery thing I was looking for that idea. Anyhow, right now I am going to simply make this a short one so it's more simple to get, I believe, because the first one I believe I kind of had trouble with my pronunciation and tempo when speaking, which was kind of a problem to me. I try to improve on that as I love to narrate tales and stories, so if you give me the chance, maybe I'll get better with time. Anyhow, this is a story I'm going to start. This is a short introduction as the first chapter. And since I don't have to, well, delay it anymore, let's just jump right into it, shall we? The story that I'm going to start reading chapters is That One Last Ride. Chapter 1, A Fast Delivery, An Early Arrival. Yes, I remember that night. I remember it as I do every time I have to tell the story of me, of that last days, of how messed up can become the world in such a small time. The year was 2022. Just getting away from the COVID panic we had around the world, and I was in one of the most requested jobs during that time. I was delivering pizzas. I was the guy on the small bike that arrives at your door. You give me money, and I give you food without even knowing your name. You don't care enough about mine or my day. And after barely crossing eyes, I'm on my way to repeat the same scene like a joke that never gets old. It was a simple night. The night I remember. Nothing remarkable for a 20-year-old guy on a little Vespa red bike I got a few years ago for the purpose of searching for this specific job. A late night of me taking the cheese tomato sauce and crispy bread delight at parties I could not attend with friends, as I was working, not playing. My last delivery was like an urgent thing for a party, and the guy on the phone sounded desperate, like he was trying to buy friends with food or that the love of his life was getting away from his grasp. Either way, it was my turn. Hey Adam, we got delivery. Last words I hear from that place before missing the first delivery of my life. And by the same coin, knowing more about it. Maybe a little too much. I remember clearly how I hurried up that night for a far location in the point where Banfield closes up with Lanús and knowing the forecast of a heavy storm incoming. I just thought I wanted to deliver this and not get myself wet beyond recognition. And half the way I had to take a detour near the football playfield of the Banfield Sports Club due to some unexpected work on fixing a part of the street I used to take. About near the playground, near that place, my bike started leaking oil and overheating. Something went wrong, and I burned my hand a bit just by checking. That pizza was not getting delivered soon unless I worked out a miracle at 2 a.m. in the middle of a deserted urban area. As I was walking with my broken machine by the cold air and the dark street, wondering who I should ask or where to go to fix my problem, I heard the clapping of hooves and cobblestone behind me, really near as a gust of air messed with my hair, only for me to look back in fear at nothing. Then, as I turned back to the front, I saw the dark rear end of a horse around the corner. I followed it, hoping maybe a poor guy collecting cardboard or glass could be there so I could ask for directions. I was desperate at the moment. Just as I turned in that corner, I felt more alone and a little out of myself, as nothing was there. An empty long street near the football stadium, a sensation of wanting to cry but laugh at the same time out of worry, and what actually surprised me, a Vespa in grey color with keys in the ignition. No lock, and away from any house that could be on the other side of the street. I cried, asking if this belonged to someone. No response after 5 minutes, screaming in the gloomy night. Storm approaching, and my time running out, I took the chance I was given, and I took the machine for a ride, so I could end my business and give it back. As I rested in its seat, the color changed from gray to a dark black color. My hand, previously burned, started to ache and hurt in pain when I took the handle. And when I checked for any bruise or wound, I got scared. On my arm, some sort of tattoo started to spread and reveal. I saw in a glamorous calligraphy, and following next to the symbol of a scale in the back of my hand with the number 3 wrong with its shape, the word famine, with black ink burned in my skin. The shock of not understanding what I got into almost made me fall from the seat. Something that only happened after I got scared shitless, when from the shadows behind me a man with a gross yellow teeth, about 8 feet tall, and with a coat and a very harshly treated hat over his head, that in this dark place covered his eyes along with his grey hair, screamed at me with a tone so strong might as well have been a roar. "Get off, boy! That's my ride!" I was covered in cold sweat on the floor as my mind got full of questions. If it's his ride, why didn't he say so? Why was he hiding? How can such a large man drive such a small thing? What comes next? And the last thing I hear before I heard the tale that comes next, which to this day I still hardly believe even though I'm living it, is the sound of a roaring engine on a Vespa without a driver, and the clanking of heavy chains in the atmosphere of imminent danger. We will talk about what comes next to me after a while, but for now I can only say my name is Aaron Torres, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. So hope you liked that first chapter, and I will try to keep following the story as inspiration comes to me, and I try to follow it with some ideas I have already imagined for that. Hope you liked my tale, and well, hope you enjoyed. That's all for today. See you around.